Hello and welcome to Klein Farm Channel. Today I'm going to do a 2-year review of the Tonka trucks I bought 2 years ago for my kids. Now last year, 2 years ago, I bought the Tonka Trencher, which is a front loader and backhoe on tracks, the Tonka tow truck, Tonka grader, front end loader, the concrete mixer that was used, the mighty dump that was brand new, and the crane were all brand new other than the concrete truck. This truck here I had since I was little back in the 90s. It came with a Tonka farm set. I've seen them in this color and with the color reversed, with the brown being the main color and the green being the running board color. But I've had this truck probably 26 years, and my kids beat the hell out of it, and it's still going strong. There you can see teeth marks on it from my grandparents' dog back in the 90s, and the dog chewed on it but couldn't break that Tonka tough. Now it's plastic, there's not any steel on it. I'm sure that the well, I don't know. There might not be any steel on it at all except the screws. It looks like it's just plastic that snaps together, but it's very tough. And this red tractor, it is not Tonka technically. I bought it at Walmart 2 years ago for my kids for $10, and it is extremely tough. For a $10 toy from Walmart that was made in China, this is a tough tractor. They beat the living crap out of it. They sit on it and ride it, push it all around. The axles are a little bent, but it still rolls and it still goes. This is one of their favorite toys, and they really abuse it. Now the lights and some of the moving parts have broken off, but overall it's in one piece, and it doesn't make the tractor sound anymore. The batteries are very low, but it still makes that little bit of an effort, and the light lights up. And they come in red, and I've seen them in blue a lot. I think I've seen a green one too, but mainly they're only red and blue. But that is a very good deal. They still sell them at Walmart. I've seen people selling them on Marketplace for $20 when you can buy them brand new at Walmart for $10. Well, there's a chip I didn't see before. That must have just happened recently. A little bit of the roof got busted off, but still all in one piece. Then this tractor, this is a Tonka from 1993 to 1996, roundabout there. I had one identical to this one. I know where the tractor is on the one I had, but the trailer is gone to the ages. But I bought this one 2 years ago off of eBay for my kids, and they play with this a lot too. And for being 30 years old, it is extremely tough. And it's all plastic. There's no metal on it. The axles are metal, but other than that, it's all in one piece. I don't even think they're bent, because Tonka put these plastic spacers there to help prevent the axle from being bent. But this is a very good tractor. My kids play with this all the time. It has this wagon with it that you just push right on there. Fold down tailgate. Very good toy. I still see them all the time on eBay. They're not that expensive. I think I paid maybe 26 bucks for this plus shipping. It was used, of course, but very happy with it. I've tried really hard to find, they made a construction version of this tractor that was a backhoe with a front end loader on it and a backhoe on the back, and it was all yellow. It had like white accents. It was all yellow, maybe a little bit of blue on it too. But they are extremely hard to find. I had to really dig down in Google to even find a picture of one, and they're very rare. If you have one of them, you could probably make a lot of money selling it. But I had to search and search and search to even make sure that they were real and I wasn't just imagining it. But the exact same tractor as this, it's just a backhoe with a front loader and backhoe on it in different color. Now on to the yellow construction equipment. Out of all the Tonka trucks I bought brand new 2 years ago and the used ones, this is the only one that has received major damage, and it is the cheapest one. I think this was less than $20 brand new. I've seen them for like $12 brand new online. I don't remember exactly what I paid for this. I think it was like $16 or $14 or something. But it is broken, but it is still intact in one piece and worked. There was a ball that goes right here, like right here on the tow truck, a little ball like this. You can raise that up and down. There was a ball right here that you could lift the shovel up and down with it, just by lifting it up and down. Now, my sister, who's a teenager, stomped on it and broke that off. But you can still move it around. You can still dig with it by hand. Perfectly fine. So, it's broken, but it's still very usable. And until recently, the front loader on here, something had jammed inside of it, but I don't know, they must have threw it against the wall or something, because now it works again. It wouldn't raise up. It would only go about right here, and it got stuck, and it wouldn't raise any higher, because they are very, very rough with this one. They grab it and they swing it around, throw it at each other, jump on it. But this is one of the most elaborate ones, and one of my personal favorites out of all the Tonka trucks, because it has the most knobs and whistles, bells and whistles to it. For instance, it had the ball to raise the backhoe arm up and down. Not anymore, but it did. Then it has this lever here to raise the front loader up and down. Then on the far side is this little yellow lever. You push that back and forth, and it lifts empties and lifts the bucket up. So you could be pushing it all at the same time. And it's a very, very cheap toy, but it's made out of steel. The loader and the backhoe are plastic, but the main body here, the main shiny part, that's steel. Now the tracks, they like to come off. My kids rip these off all the time, but they go right back on. There's nothing special there. If they come off, you can just slide them right back on. You do it here with one hand. Good as new. And it's from the Tonka 952 series. All the ones I have here from that, except the concrete truck, because that one was used. but the small details and everything on here definitely make this one of my favorite of the Tonka trucks. Now let's move on to the wrecker. Tonka toe, and this one almost entirely all metal, all steel. The yellow part steel, the plastic back here, well, the black is plastic, and has a little bit of bed in there you can put stuff in. They put little Hot Wheels cars in there all the time, and they have been very, very rough with this too, but have not broken it yet. There are 3 different heights that you can put the hook to, the boom to, and it connects perfectly to the mighty dump and the concrete truck and the front end loader, but the front end loader from the back. But however, you can't really hook up to the bulldozer with it. You can, but you can't, because on the bulldozer there's nowhere to hook it to. But the mighty dump, Tonka's trademark vehicle, there, I'll show you. Put the hook all the way down to the bottom. Just back right into that flat spot there in the middle, and just raise it up. Lifts it right up off the ground. And it's on there pretty secure. Well, not if you turn real sharp, but if you keep going straight, it's on there. And it has enough weight here on the front to not do a wheelie or lift the front end off the ground when you have it hooked up like that. Then you can just lower it down and drive on out. But it definitely has a very 90s theme to it. The stickers and the graphics on it, very 90s themed. But I bought this brand new 2022, and has a lot of plastic, but also has the steel on it too. And it's not a Tonka 952, but I bought it brand new at the same time they're selling them. And I believe it's a Ford. There's that little oval right there, and has, they're a little dirty, but has chrome buttons there. They're supposed to signify fog lights, and they're very almost a mirror like. Then a second one, well, a third one up here on top, so you shine a light on it, it shines back. Now for the Tonka grater. This design hasn't changed very much at all from the very beginning. Not really any of the trucks have changed that much, but this one has more steel on it than the whole rest of them, because the whole yellow part there is all steel. The front axle is plastic. There's the actual axle is steel, but the top of it is plastic. The grater blade is plastic. Then the back here is plastic. Now, one of the good things on here is this little steering wheel. This little metal hook here controls the front tires. You can turn it whatever way you want. You're driving it. Turn the wheel that way. Come back this way. Whatever way you want. And the grater blade can move in pretty much any position you want. Because of this right here, you can lift this corner up to any height you want, and you can put it down to dig into the ground. Same on the other side. Then you can turn it all the way back like that. So, like driving on the road. Yeah. Same for the other way. Very gear oriented. Back like the original Tonka trucks. Built to play, built tough. And it is the 952 series. On to the front end articulated loader. This one I am probably the most disappointed in out of all of them. I haven't really been disappointed in many of them, but this one I am, to a point. I mean, I still like it, but this front bucket on here leaves a lot to be desired. But it articulates, it bends in the middle. All the yellow parts you see are steel. Back here. Now the front bucket is plastic, and that's plastic, and the whole arm there is plastic. The black on top here is steel. And you can raise and lower it by moving this up and down. You can lock it into position right there like that one. Or you can lock it in right there. But if you're going to try to push anything with it, it's just going to push back, and like I think it would eventually break. Like if you were outside pushing stones or dirt, that would eventually break very easily, I think. And if you're too rough with it, this piece here pops out. Like it's just two little plastic pieces on this side and on that side. If you're too rough with it, that'll pop out, but it pops right back together again. But it serves its purpose. Here's the mighty dump front loader, and the loader will reach up high enough to dump in there. But that right there is the best you got. It's just flat. It ain't tilted all the way down, so you gotta shake it really good to get any dirt to come out. But if you drive into a pile of dirt, try to use it like a real front loader, you're gonna dump it all out for the most part. So it could be a little taller. If it was taller, it would dump better. Because it doesn't even dump that low. So it's still pretty level. So I'm not too thrilled with the front loader, but I love these, the real ones in person. They're one of my favorite pieces of equipment to operate. So I still like it. It's just, I don't know. And price wise, this was one of the more expensive ones, I believe. The grader here wasn't expensive. It was like $20. The tow truck was like $20. The bulldozer was $20 or $30, I think. The crane was $75 brand new. The concrete truck was $75 used. And the mighty dump, I believe that was around $25 to $30 brand new. But the front loader is a good tractor for it. It gets the job done for them playing. Now the Mighty Dump, one of the most iconic toys and the most sold truck in history. More Tonka Mighty Dumps have been sold than the F-150, than the Dodge 1500, the Chevy 1500. This has outsold real trucks, but it is not built as good as it used to be. The main dump bed here is all steel, and it can be very sharp. It has sharp edges around, so right there. So be careful with it. But my kids have had all these Tonka trucks since they were a year old, and the age is like 3 and up, but they've never gotten hurt in any of them. And it dumps. We have 2 of these. The other one's outside. We take it to the beach. We take that excavator to the beach too. I brought it inside just to do the video here. But the top here, this yellow part, I'm pretty sure is plastic. It feels plastic. And the cab is plastic. It used to be metal, steel. The whole front here used to all be steel. Back in the day, I mean, the tires were rubber. Everything on here was steel, and it was a very, very heavy truck. But today, it's still fairly heavy. I mean, it's a few pounds. But back in the day, they had a commercial where an elephant stomped on here and lifted itself off the ground, standing on the Mighty Dump. I really don't think that could happen nowadays with how different it's made, but it is possible. Because I'm about 250 pounds and I can stand on it fine. But here underneath is the structural engineering that makes the plastic so strong. Structural. All these little beams, for the lack of a better term, all these little beams that go across and intertwine provide strength and stability to the plastic, because the plastic ain't very thick. It's just thin plastic, but with these braces on it, it provides an extreme amount of strength. And I could stand in this right now. I could probably jump up and down on it if I wouldn't fall. And it wouldn't break. But it is not built as well as they used to be. I remember I've had probably 4 or 5 of these when I was little. And the one I had the longest had a yellow top. It was all steel. I remember I had a black top one once. But the bed got broke off of one of them. I don't remember which one it was, because my younger brother had a Power Wheels Jeep, and he ran it over with the Power Wheels, and it just broke that right off. But it was probably old and rusty when that happened. Alright, let's move on to the cement truck. I bought that used because I couldn't find the brand new one at the time when I was buying the entire set, because I wanted to get my kids the entire line of Tonka trucks, and they didn't have any brand new ones for sale at that time of the Tonka 952 cement trucks. Or I don't have one, but they have a Tonka excavator that looks a lot like that, but it is on the frame of the crane there. So instead of having that crane on it, it would have the little cab here with the excavator arm on it right there where the crane is. And they didn't have any of them either. You can buy them now. Right now in 2024, you can buy them brand new. And it's the same series, the Tonka 952 series. It's out. You can buy the cement truck and the excavator brand new right now, and they're both like $75 or more a piece. I think the excavator might be closer to $100. I'm not sure, but I'm not gonna buy them brand new when I have these ones. But I got this one off of eBay. It is 15 to 20 years old. Not entirely sure, because I think the brand new ones have a black cylinder. But there's Tonka on it. Previous owner had a Monster Jam sticker there. There's a little button here on this side. And I can't tell if this is plastic or steel. I think it's really hard to tell. But I think it's plastic, but it might be steel. I don't have a magnet right here with me, but it's really iffy with the cab and that. But if it's not, I think this is steel. Let me look. It is, because you can see right there where the steel is bent at, and right there a little bit of paint chipped off. So the front yellow part here is steel, but everything else on this truck is all plastic. The cylinder's plastic, the piece holding it here is plastic. There's a little lever here you can turn. It turns the cylinder. Now, I was under the impression that this entire thing was hollow, and it is not. Here, I'll show you. It is only about fingers deep into there, which goes about to right here. So it is not the whole thing. It only goes about right there. But you can put sand in there. You can put sand and water, dirt, rocks, toys, Hot Wheel cars, whatever. Then when you turn that lever up there, it acts like a real concrete truck, a real cement mixer, and it will pull the dirt up and it'll come down this chute. So you can actually make concrete with this. If you put sand and water in there, it ain't gonna be very good quality, but you can do it, and that is pretty cool. And you can raise and lower this a little bit. Just turn it like 180 degrees one way or the other. There's a little manhole. If this was a real truck, you could take them bolts off and climb inside the cylinder there. I had to do that several times when I worked at US Concrete in Pennsylvania. I was in maintenance, and I had to climb inside the cylinder with a jackhammer and hammer out the concrete that was stuck inside there, because it would build up. If you have to wash it every single time. If you don't, it's going to build up, and it'll end up being like that, only being able to use a third of the whole thing because it's so full of concrete. Alrighty, let's move on to the mighty crane. Oh, don't let me forget to do the bulldozer. Now, the mighty crane here, I have a few things to nitpick on it. It isn't balanced. Meaning, if you have something even a little bit heavy, that back end's gonna lift up off the ground. But the beam here is steel. The bucket's plastic. This arm here is plastic. The roof is steel. The cab. The yellow part there is steel. This is all plastic. This little cab here is plastic. I wish this was steel. Because, well, the black part is steel. I'm sorry. The black part on it is steel, but the yellow part is all plastic. I wish all the yellow was steel, because then it would have a lot more weight to it, and you could pick up stuff without it tiptoeing. And it swivels the whole way around. You can go 360 degrees with it. There's a little cabin there. You can set a little action figure in. So's in here in the driver's seat. The bucket on it, you can squeeze that to open it. Has them little teeth on it. There's a little lever right here. See, well, here, I'll show you this. Because when you have it backwards like that, like it's almost, like it doesn't take much to tip over. Like it, whoever designed this did not do a very good job with that. But here's the lever right here. You can turn that. Hold on, it's all tangled up. Let me fix it. It gets tangled up a lot. Here, I'll show you. Lift this part up. And right there. Because this folds up to like that. It folds up small. Whenever you get a brand new one, it'll come looking like this. And you can fold it up like that to drive it around, like going on the highway. But you can just raise it. Then there's 3 different height levels on here. Down on the floor, medium, and high. And it doesn't go that high. Like that's probably only, oh, that's less than 2 feet long. The beam here is less than 2 feet long. Let's turn around though. Turning this little knob, it drops it down to the ground, and that is as far down as it goes. It just goes far enough down to touch the ground, and if you keep turning it, it'll just lift it right back up. But I wanted one of these really, really bad when I was little, because I wanted to make a wrecking ball out of it, but my kids got it. My kids love it. And it's pretty expensive. It's like $75, 80 some dollars. And they could have built it better, because it's not balanced. And that is my biggest issue with that. Now for the bulldozer. The Tonka 952. This was the first one I bought that arrived, and I was not happy with it when I got it, because like I thought it was just a piece of junk that was going to be broken immediately, but it is not. They are very hard on it, and the front blade here, control, seems very, very flimsy. It does seem very flimsy. That's what I was so upset about in my unboxing video of this. But it is held up. All the yellow on here is steel. The wheels aren't, they're plastic, but the yellow up here and on the sides is steel. Front blade is plastic. Control arms are plastic. Now the tracks on here, they come off just as easy as the tracks on the trencher. Like, they come right off. But unlike the trencher tracks, they have grooves on the inside of them to connect into the wheel there and connect onto there. But they just pop off and they pop right back on. Is not a big deal. Has a little hitch there on the back. You can hook something to it, pull. And the tracks work. The tracks work on both of them, on the bulldozer and the trencher. You have to push pretty hard. You have to push down on it and go, but it makes a really cool sound. It makes a really cool sound when it does it. But you can raise the blade up and you can push it down, and they use this all the time, like back in their room in the living room, like push hard on it, like just ram it into all the other toys, and it has not broken yet. And they've had it for 2 years and they beat the hell out of it, and it is not broken. So I'm very impressed with the Tonka dozer, and that's my 2-year review of that. Now, the excavator here is not Tonka. It is Little Tykes, and it is very old. I had one of these exact ones like this when I was a little kid, and mine got lost to time. Probably got thrown out. I bought this one on eBay, and all the stickers were off of it. It was a little sun-baked, but very, very good condition. Other than that, it articulates. Little Tykes also made a dump truck like this that articulated and had a very big dump box. I had one like that. It was yellow, but the dump box on it was red, and the dump box was significantly bigger than the Tonka truck. But this was meant for the kid to sit on. Like, you can sit right there, then operate these two levers, not levels, but it spins around 360 degrees. And this lever here, you just hold on to, and this one raises and lowers. You go down, pull it back, scoops it up. You bring it over, hold it over the bucket of the front loader, dump the dirt right into the front loader. You're on your way. This was absolutely one of my favorite toys when I was a little kid, and I was ecstatic to find one for my kids. And I think I paid $65 for this. It was the only one I could find. I couldn't find another one, and I am very grateful that I was able to find it. And we've taken this to the beach, this and the other Tonka dump truck that's outside, and they dig in it. They dig with it in the sand at the beach, and it's awesome. They love it. And it sits outside most of the time. I'm gonna put it in the shed, but it's been in the weather pretty much its entire life, and it is still there. Like, it is not broken. The sun hasn't cracked it. It's faded, but you can see more yellow there There's almost white up here, but it's faded, but it is still all there. And that's my 2-year review video. And for this truck, about 26-year-old review video. And for the green tractor and that excavator there in the back, they're also about 25 to 30 years old, so they're going strong. Tonka toys are built to last, and even the ones that are mainly plastic are still very tough. Thanks for watching. Please like, share, subscribe, comment, leave a tip if you want. Have a great day.